In 2003, Jane Hart started Heartfelt Ministries. Today, our work continues by keeping seniors safe and comfortable in their own homes. Heartfelt offers housekeeping, respite care, wheelchair ramps, and yard work. And the Heart Fund helps with minor household repairs and financial assistance. We even have a pet fund for food, toys, and vet visits. And sometimes, as in this story, we also offer companionship.
I've really seen in my time here at Heartfelt is really the challenges. I thought coming in, it's okay, you just find a ton of volunteers, you match them up, easy peasy, 1 + 1 = 2. Well, that isn't the case.
We vet the volunteers because we want to make sure that we know we're doing our best job, the best we can to protect our clients. These are frail seniors. A lot of them are afraid. They're insecure. They don't trust a lot of people. They've been scammed, a whole gamut of reasons. So we want to make sure that the client is at ease and we are at ease. Lord, that it's to your glory and that we ask you. We are a very small staff. I am the only full-time person. We have 2 part-time people who work for us. Julie's knack for the clients and matching them with volunteers is really amazing. She says it's a God thing, and it is. God just brings these people together, and we are just his hands and feet, the instrument for which blessings come together and these relationships develop.
I definitely call that a God thing when the right client and the right volunteer happen to open up at the same time.
Gina happened to be in my volunteer orientation class, and she was really excited to come to Heartfelt.
I got interested in Heartfelt because my husband is a volunteer, and he volunteers. He has a client named Mr. Curtis, and Mr. Curtis is like a part of our family now. We all know him. He's met our kids. He's been to dinner with us.
And when she was in the orientation, she said, "Kelly, I want to tell you a story about my husband." She said, "This volunteering with Heartfelt and his relationship with Mr. Curtis has changed him as a person. He is a different person because of this. So I want my own Mr. Curtis."
And when Betty opened up, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a perfect female Mr. Curtis. And so when I emailed her, I said, I think I found your Mr. Curtis and I want you to meet her. And Gina was so excited about that. And she later told me, you're right. I have found my own Mr. Curtis.
I was a little bit nervous to meet Miss Betty for the first time. But as soon as I met her, I knew immediately that we had a connection.
So I was excited all day. I told Xander that we were going to have company come in and he had to be a good boy. Xander, my little baby dog.
When I come over, Miss Betty and I love to talk about the Florida Gators. We talk about our families a lot together. I've learned a lot about her family. Her husband that passed away quite a while back.
34 years.
Yeah.
And God blessed us with 27 wonderful years that I wouldn't exchange for anything.
Our volunteers are our eyes and ears. There are 3 employees, 2 of us are part-time. So we really rely on our volunteers to let us know what our clients' needs are.
Gina had let me know through email that she was concerned about Betty sleeping in her worn-out chair.
And that she thought that she could really benefit from a new chair.
I've always been a very active person. But in 2011, I had to slow down some because I had what was called a spinal stenosis that took the use of my right foot and leg. At that time, I could no longer get on my bed and off of it because it was a little high. This leg just wouldn't lift. And I depended on my recliner.
And what she would really, really like is a place where Xander can sleep with her because now, at the time, he couldn't.
And I just kind of closed my eyes for a minute and thought, what would it be like to have to sleep in a chair every night? We're so blessed that most of us get to sleep in a bed. She has to sleep in a chair because of her disability.
Kelly is like, oh, we can get her a new chair. We have the Heart Fund.
So Christy immediately started doing a write-up about Miss Betty and pulled her file, got all of her information.
I wrote up a little story about Betty, put a picture. We had a picture of her sitting in her chair. And I just dropped by Circle K Furniture and just told them about Betty, and they really wanted her to come in. They wanted her to test drive some chairs so that it would be one that would be comfortable for her.
So just a few days later, we loaded up the car. We went across town to Circle K.
They treated us like we were from a royal family.
They did. You sat there like a queen, didn't you?
Right, I sure did. Boy, did I sleep good that night.
And before we knew it, Betty had a chair. Betty was able to sleep, keep her feet up. She was safe and had Xander right by her side.
Yes, it's a chair, but it's so much more. It gives her a good night's sleep. I mean, you can't put a price on that.
So grateful that God has put Heartfelt Ministries in my life. They mean so much to me. They've done so much. This chair that I'm sitting in, it's wonderful. And I am so thankful that God put it on Gina's heart to work with this ministry. You can see what all of this means, how much it means to me, and what an improvement it has been for my life and for my day-to-day living. And I tell everybody, I would stand at the top of the mountain and shout to people to pray for the ministry, that others would become involved, and so that they can help more. It just means so much.
Betty is one client. We serve annually 550 clients on average. There are so many stories that happen every day in the Heartfelt office. There are so many people out there that need our help. One of the things we say at Heartfelt is bless and be blessed. Every person can make a difference, no matter how big or small. When you touch someone's life, you make a difference in their day-to-day life. You all have that opportunity as well. Everyone can help someone, whether it's through volunteering, whether it's through a donation, whether it's through awareness. Help us build awareness about Heartfelt. We need to tell more people about this very small nonprofit that fills a very big niche in the Jacksonville community. We have over 500 people on our wait list. We need to help these seniors stay in their homes, live independently, and have a great life.